Double busy, getting busy, Yo, 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 what's up, what's up? It's me, the double busy. Welcome to the video where we're going to make our iron farm. First up, we're going to talk about some information and mechanics. So, I want to thank Foxy No Tail, Silent Whisperer, Avamance, Waddles, Old Guy, and OMG Craft. All the videos I've been watching for the last year or two have inspired me to make the Iron Golem build. An Iron Golem is 3 tall. Beds can spawn iron golems 3 below and 3 above. So that's just perfect. We'll put a bed at the 4th level. Iron golems will be able to fit underneath and they'll get chopped by the lava blades. Something you need to know about beds. Villagers can connect to a bed if it's at this level, the 4th level. So a villager standing here at the ground can connect to a bed here, 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 or there, but not above that. Let's come over here and look at lava blades. These are your traditional lava blades, lots of signs underneath, so many signs. The bed would be right above them. Another idea is to use this configuration of signs so that there's only one lava block. Problem with this is you're going to get water blocked here, here, there, and on the other side. That will be a safe haven for cats. I personally want to kill the cats to collect the string to trade for emeralds with the fishermen. In this design, a glass pane in the middle, cats won't fall in. They'll hit that glass pane and they won't fall in. This design, getting a little bit better. You have one of these, the signs on it, and that hoists the lava up in the air. Mobs can bump against this and get stuck, but if another mob comes along, it just bumps them and they fall right in. So that's a pretty decent design. This is the same thing, just lowered down one level. This is more likely to catch cats and they'll bump up against it, and then another cat would have to come and bump it and knock it in. I personally like this one where there's only 5 glass panes, but 2 tall mobs don't die. So you'd have to shoot them with a bow and dislodge them. They won't fall into that campfire, so you'd have to shoot them to get them to jump and bounce, and they would bounce up into the lava from the water and slowly die that way. You cannot put signs on top of a campfire. Right now there is a bug where the sign that's on the campfire will break. Everything will fall and the lava will just spread all over the place and make a huge mess. So that bug has been reported, it's already out there, but know that you cannot put a sign on top of a campfire right now. The design we're going with is something I like to call the goblet of lava. So there will be a campfire, below that will be the hopper and the chests. At this first sunk in level is a button, and that way it won't fall from the campfire like we just talked about. A sign on top of the button, another sign on top of that sign, so you got 2 signs. 4 signs around this, and then on top of the outside signs you put 4 more signs, and it kind of holds the lava in place when you put the lava on top of that middle sign. So campfire, button, 2 signs, 4 around the second, and then 4 on top of those, and the lava goes in the middle. And it's kind of like a sign goblet. That way mobs will always pass through the signs. Cats and other 2 tall mobs will fall in. Illagers, pillagers, and iron golems will hit the lava blade and die. And then spiders actually will fight the iron golems while they're all floating in there and get killed as well. Now, my old designs, I used to put beds in 2 layers. I used to have 5 and 5 with 1 on each side, and that was 12. And then another 12 in the second layer. Problem with that design is, if the center of the village ends up in that top layer, then orange, yellow, green, your iron golems can spawn here, but not on the floor. So that's going to lower efficiency. We can't do it that way. So what we're going to have to do is do our beds like this. And it looks like a happy face, so I think that's pretty cool. You put the pillows in towards the middle. That way you can get 5 on this side, 5 on that side, total of 10. 3 here, 13. 3 there, 16. 17, 18, 19, and 20. You can get 20 beds with the pillows in a 5x5 configuration, and the iron golem will spawn on the floor of the iron golem farm. 5x5 is important, and here's why. If you can get the beds in a 5x5, you have 8 on one side for the iron golem, 8 on the other side for the iron golem. 8 and 8 is 16, and 5 is 21. Another space on each side for the walls is 23. So you take up an entire 23 by 23 space of your iron golem farm. Then if you're doing 2 chunks by 2 chunks in your world, that's 32 spaces. Well, that leaves you 9 spaces to do something else, like an 8x9 wheat farm, which is exactly what I did here. Shared wall, 8 spaces of wheat farm, which are 9 long, and then the last space right here is the wall. Remember that one water source block can do a 9x9 wheat farm maximum, so we're only losing 1 row of wheat farm by doing it this way. In our previous video, we built the wheat farm and the base. Now in this next video, we're going to build this iron golem farm. This is very simple. It's easy to build. This is as simple and easy as it's going to get. You're going to have a 23x23 sort of fence around the outside. Leave it as 1 block because mobs will jump into it. We're going to place the center bed first, just to try to make sure it's in the center, and all the other beds will get placed around it. Another nice feature of this farm, you're only using 4 water source blocks, 1 at each corner. It's easy to jump out of if you happen to fall in and get stuck, so you don't have to worry about it. And that 1 lava blade is so small that the corners become dark. This is actually a mob farm also. Not only will iron golems spawn in here, but mobs will spawn in the darkness in here as well. One last thing to mention is that this might be our future design if they ever make it where our villagers must sleep in order to work. Right now, all they have to do is be linked to a bed. In this design, they will delink from the beds, but then they will relink in an attempt to try to get to them. As long as they delink but then relink also, the iron golems will continue spawning. It may affect efficiency just a tiny bit, but it's not enough to really worry about, and you'll see when the numbers start rolling in. Okay, that's it for our information and our mechanics. Now we're going to get into the survival world and start building our farm. Okay, let's go over the materials that we need in order to do this iron farm. Real quick, I just wanted to show you that we've almost got 2 full stacks of white wool just in the 1 episode. I went around town and I collected up all the hay, all the wheat, all the seeds, and all the melons. I even took out an Enderman. Okay, the materials you need to start off in this first section. You're going to need about 2 or 3 stone shovels, and you'll want a pickaxe. Okay, you could have a couple building blocks and some dirt, but I'm going to try to minimize the use of that early on. All right, this is where we're going to be building our iron golem farm. First up is to excavate and do some dirt. I'm going to have a 1 tall right here, going all the way to the corner there, and I'm going to clear out everything in between. Okay, here we go. All right, 3 shovels was just barely enough to clear out that whole area. So I went ahead and made 3 more shovels. Got a total of 3 and just a tiny little bit of this shovel left. I'm going to place down water source blocks in each corner. Then I'm going to use the shovels to mark where they are. And once I have that, I can clear out a whole nother level below it. Clear out the block underneath to make it spread. And then I can go ahead and count and figure out how many more levels I need to go down. One mistake I see I made is I need to put a wall at my 23rd here. So I'm going to do that as well. Okay, we have our first layer done. Now, we've got to do the second layer, but I want the water to come to these blocks right next to here and not take out the torch. So, a water block flows 8 blocks. 1 where the source is, and 7 more. So if the water drops, that's the 1, and then it flows out 7 more. So we need to count a total of 8. Okay, I want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that means that's where I start digging. And then you go on a diagonal. Now that I have marked out the third and final level, I got a couple more shovels, and I'll go shovel that out. So the last part of terraforming and excavating is going to be to build our little platform out here in the center. You want 1, 2, 3 high. That's going to be the golem. And then the fourth one is the level that the beds are on. So we can actually take that one away, and it's going to be 5 wide. So there's 1, 2, 3, and you actually need an extra one because the beds need 2 blocks to sit on. So extra one. 4, 5, extra one. So it actually ends up being 7 by 7 to place the beds. So there's the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. Actually, I went out too far. Should have only gone out 3 rows. I made a couple of ladders to be able to get out from the inside. Make sure it's up an extra level so no one but me can jump up and out. Then I put my ladder directly in the center so that I don't have to fight the water currents too hard. And then I have a way to get up onto my platform to place the beds once I get that started. We also need a bucket of lava. So I happen to just find this tree that looks like this to get me up to a high vantage point. And what I'm going to do is wait for nighttime and try to find something glowing at night, and that will most likely be surface lava. Obviously, you can go down into mines and caves looking for lava that way, but I like to try to find it on the surface before I have to go caving and spelunking a lot. Reminding myself, I think it was 22 blocks that I can fall. So just get yourself up to a high vantage point, wait for nighttime, and see if there's any lava glowing. Also make sure you have a shovel to be able to get back down, otherwise you're going to have to jump down. Okay, I see a village in the desert. I see another village over there. I see a village way off in the distance there. That might be a source of lava, and there's a dark village, so that's probably a haunted village. And then it looks like that might be a source of lava there. I'm going to go for that one because I think that one looks closer to my village. Traveling at night is going to be a little bit dangerous, so I'll have to be careful. And hooray, we have found a source of lava. Several lava, and ooh, plenty of lava. All right, we'll have to remember this spot in the future. I think I want to build a little tower I'll be able to see. And I can see that from here. Ooh, a witch. Let's go get her. For the next part of the build, you will need a button, a campfire, 2 signs, but I have a stack of 3, 4 glass panes, it just comes in 16, a hopper, 2 chests, and a bucket of lava. You can do without the hopper, but every time an iron golem dies, you'll have to go out there and collect it, and you can use that iron to make a hopper. You can do with 1 chest, but I like to do a double chest. And the hardest thing to find is the lava bucket, obviously. Okay, here at your center, you're going to want to dig down 4 spaces. 1 for the button, 1 for the campfire, 1 for the hopper, and then 1 where the chests go. You can go ahead and place some of the pieces. For example, the button. And then to place the campfire, This lava blade design, we have a button with a campfire underneath, 2 signs, 4 signs around the sides, 4 signs around that, and then the lava blade right there in the middle. Now anything can pass through and never get stuck. The only thing that won't die will be a spider, but when the spider and the iron golem get together here in the middle, they'll fight it to the death. Now I'm going to go dig a tunnel underneath. And let's put them... Oh, let's just go ahead and jump in and see where it takes us. 1, there, and there. And can we get another one? Yeah, right there. So we needed 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and close this up over here. Okay, so this is our entrance to be able to go and collect the iron now. Pressure plate, falls straight in, run over here. I need to change the hopper to be going straight down. It looks like it's going somewhere else. All right, let's go test if it works. Throw a couple dirt down in there. Hopper should be empty, and there's all our dirt. It works. So that's going to be our collection system to go get our iron. Alrighty, the next part of this is to go collect all the job site blocks and all the beds and to move and immigrate the villagers. So when I take the beds, I'm going to need to place all the beds in here, and I'm going to need a place for the villagers to walk in at nighttime to be able to come into these beds. So I'm going to clear some space by putting this up on top of this. I'm going to make sure when I do place the beds, they're not within 1 block of the side, except that wall. They cannot jump over that wall. All right, let's go collect job site blocks, release the villagers, take the beds, and give them an entrance here. I believe that's all the job site blocks and all the beds, so I'm going to go place the beds and the blocks and hope that the villagers come running towards them. Now I wait for nighttime, and at night if they don't come into the beds, I go out and I track them down and I try to coax them in this direction. But I already have 3 villagers in here, and that's plenty to be able to breed them up and keep going. So I've already got a good start. The nitwit refused to come in, so there we go. I just collected 10 wheat, so the farmer is to the point where he is overstocked. That probably means that when I've been throwing seeds at him, he wasn't picking up the seeds. So that's good. We've made it to the point now where there's extra wheat. Now that we have our villagers safely inside of our base, it's time to make our beds. You can see I took the acacia logs from that house there to make my planks. I'll be able to make the beds out of that. For bed placement, you're going to want 20 beds, 9, 18, and 2 more is 20. The red one is going to be my center one, the black one is going to be the one that I sleep in. I have extra beds that I ended up with from clearing out the village, and you're going to have to put some of your stuff up here in storage. You probably still want your weapons, you're going to want the lava, you might want some dirt and you might want some ladders and food just to be able to survive or move around or fix anything that breaks. Before I place the last bed and activate the farm, I want to put my water source blocks in the corners and the lava in the middle and clear out as much dirt as I can, and actually in reverse order of what I just said. So I need to leave a way to get up there, then I need to leave those dirt, and now I can place the lava blade. I set my respawn point. I have 20 beds. Now the villagers are breeding because there are more beds. And I just have to carefully get this dirt out of the way. And that should be it. So now we just have to wait for the villagers to breed and get 10 villagers, and this thing should be active. You can see that the villagers are breeding, so they must have already had some food. That one must have already been a farmer. Yep. And you can see he delinked, but then he relinked to a bed. And you can see the mobs dying in there. Awesome. Creeper, a skeleton. I'm going to have to actually invent a double trapdoor system, just so they'll get out of the way and I can go collect things anytime I want. Alright, I did not have to use any wheat or any bread to feed these villagers. Apparently one of the villagers had enough bread to share with all of them, and they've been breeding. So I just have to wait for the babies to grow up to be adults and work the workstations. Alright, we have our first iron golem there. Another one just spawned. And there goes another one. Alright, there goes a cat. Let's go check our coffers and see what we have. Ooh, so apparently a chicken died in there. A zombie, skeleton, a creeper, a whole bunch of cats, some spiders, and the iron golem. Getting all kinds of good stuff. So just in the first few minutes, we were able to get all these things, which includes 21 iron. I'm going to use that iron now to make a hopper and a chest. Now I have a hopper going into the composter, going to another hopper, going into the chest. So I should be able to put things like poppies, and it will automatically load and make bone meal. The whole iron farm is done. We're starting a morning after a rest in the bed. You can see in the bottom right hand corner, it's 11:38 p.m. A zombie just walked right into our farm. And I'm going to let this run overnight to see what kind of rates we're getting. The interesting thing is that you'll see mobs actually sometimes spawn, and you'll sometimes see the iron golem spawn. He'll go in there and he'll knock around the mobs and injure them. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there it is, the Iron Golem farm. Now that we have fixed it so that we have the goblet of lava design with the signs, we're getting 225 iron per hour on average. We've got a farmer farming wheat for us automatically. We're going to be able to trade for emeralds. We've got a trade hall getting established. And we have all of our villagers working. You can see now I have 11 total villagers, 10 in the trade hall and 1 working the farm. And that's just to make sure that there's always 10 working so that the iron golem always keeps spawning. All right, on the next one, we're going to take this trade hall and we're going to organize it. We're going to get all the trades that we want so we can get loads and loads of experience, emeralds, diamond enchanted gear, enchanted books, all sorts of other stuff. You're going to end up fully decked out with diamond enchanted gear and never have to mine a single stone from here on out. Double busy, getting busy,